Hello, 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 and good evening. My name's Jenny Kovacs. I am known as the Queen of Being Seen, and welcome to tonight's episode of Visibility Made Easy. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about relatable visibility, and this has been a really hot topic within the Visibility Vibes Tribe group this week because we've been talking about sharing our content in an authentic way. We've been talking about getting out there in a much bigger way. We've been talking about how we can connect with our audiences. And one of the things, one of the questions I get asked the most is, like, what's the best way for me to do it? Everyone says, do Facebook Live. Should I be doing Facebook Lives? Or should I be blogging? Or, should I be speaking? Or I don't want to speak. And we have all of these different questions going around our head. So if you want to know how to make your content relatable, please type a question in the box below. And while we're here for this kind of 15 minutes or so, it is Friday night after all. I know you've all got parties to go to and things to do. So if you want to know anything about how you can make your business even more relatable, if you want me to give live examples on air now, then I'm more than happy to do that. So just know that I'm looking at you there. And down here tonight is my computer. So just to make sure that everything's working as it should, I can see numbers of people that are watching, but I can't see who you are. So if you're live on the line tonight, and to make sure my comments are working too, because this is the second Facebook Live I've done today, and the 10th that I've done for this week. In fact, it's the 11th I've done for this week. And a couple of interviews in between. So it's been busy. So if you can see me, please just give me like a thumbs up or one of the love hearts across the screen, and also just type hello in the box. I'd be very grateful. It's nice to know who I'm talking to. I see people watching, but I never know who you are. And at the moment I can't see anything on my screen, so I'm now wondering, and this is where I start to look down at the computer. Let me look at the computer and see if it shows me anything on there instead. Let me scroll down. Aha, so it looks as if my comments are only showing down here. So I can already see Ian says, good evening, Jenny. And I'm saying good evening back to you. So please forgive me. I know I normally like your comments as I go along, but because the computer's down here, I'm sure you don't want to see the top of my head. Hey, Ruth's here. She's saying, hey, Jenny. She's got Ian and Ruth on. And also, I always joke and say we have the lurkers, which I don't mind. Some of you prefer to sit in the background and watch, and that's cool too. So I will keep looking and hope that I do not miss any comments, because that's a bit that I really don't like to do. So if you could do me a couple of favours, if you know of other people that would love this kind of content, want to like digest it, share it, could use it. It could be whether it's within a group that you run yourself, whether it's on a page that you own, or even if it's on your timeline. I'd love you to share it. But here's what I would like you to do. Many of you tag me in and say hi Jenny and stuff like that. And if you do tag me in, could you tag me in as Jenny Kovacs, like as the Queen of Being Seen, Jenny Kovacs? What sometimes happens is so many of you send me lovely comments and write things and tag me in. And because it tags me in personally, it leads people to my personal page. And increasingly, I think virtually on a daily basis now, I'm getting a ton of friend requests from people that I don't know. And I do like to have some boundaries. I'm sure that business clients or potential people that want to learn my stuff don't really need to see pictures of me in my bikini on holiday, and don't really need to see some of the more private stuff that I share with those around me and those people that I've gotten to know. The other reason why I ask you to do that is because quite often when people do send the friend request to my personal timeline, I don't receive any message, so I don't know how I know them, where they're from, or anything else like that. So that's one favour that I would ask you. But as a teaching point, a sharing point, it's something that I'd encourage you to do as well. If you're doing a Facebook Live on your timeline, fine. But if you want people to tag you and you're doing it on your business page, get them to tag you on your business page so it's easy to go back. And the other good reason to do that is because, like, when people share or tag me, I really like to say thank you. And when they don't tag me on my business page, I quite often lose a lot of those notifications as well. So for those of you that are joining on, I can see the numbers going up. Just to let you know, I've got that annoying problem again where there's no comments on my screen. So I'm having to look down to see who people are and if they're saying hello. So just let's have a look. Hey, Ruth has said, hey, the Queen of Being Seen, Jenny Kovacs. Cool. We've got Alan. He's saying, hi, Jenny. Hi, everyone. Ruth was saying, hey, Jenny, on there, and Ian. So that's who we've got so far. And some of you are having your tea and things like that. So let's get started. Short, sharp and sweet tonight. Relatable content. Now, many of you will know that I'm a strong advocate of something that I call acing your clients. It's part of the Visibility Vibe system that I put together to help make it a lot easier to know where to focus your attention at any given time when you want to get out there and more visible in the world. So whether you want to be more visible to your audience, whether you want to make a bigger impact in the world, your message, you might be what's commonly known now as a disruptor. You might need to be able to articulate what you do to various different audiences at different times, both verbally and in writing, and how on earth do you manage it all without absolutely kind of like spinning plates and everything else. And then for some of you, it's about selling yourselves and selling your value. Sorry, I've just caught sight of my leggings. I feel like a fitness instructor. So, yeah, camera shot would have been nice up to there. But as long as you don't mind my little spindly legs hanging down, we will crack on and we will continue. So if you've got any questions about relatable content, I'm going to keep it short and sweet tonight. Type something in the box. You'll see me keep doing this because the comments aren't showing on the screen. So already I can see Ali's gone, hi, evening all. So hello to you. And I'll just keep checking to make sure that I don't miss anything. Other thing that I'd just love you to test out for me, can you give me a thumbs up or a love heart to see if it comes out on the screen or not? That would be really awesome if you could. And again, I'll just have a quick check down here, see if anything shows up. Ooh. No, it's not shown on my screen either. Well, that's a big pants, isn't it? Mr. Zuckerberg, please, 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 will you speak to your tech team and find out what's going on? I don't understand it. It's great all the time, but I don't understand it. And it's a little bit off-putting, especially for my newer audiences who want to get out there in the world and want to be able to do Facebook Lives nerve-free. So, don't know what that's about. So anyway, relatable content. Now, in order to relate to your audience, this is going to sound like I'm stating the obvious, but in order to relate to your audience, the best possible place to start is to start at the level of where they're at. Now, think about your audience, and this is specifically true for those of you who have businesses who reach out to people about situations and more personal life things than business things. So this is really, really juicy as well for a business that sells to other businesses or helps businesses improve. But if you are appealing to people, maybe it's on a health and wellness level, maybe it's debt management, maybe it's trauma that they're dealing with, maybe it's relationship building or anything else like that, it's really like even super more important to be able to relate to people. And there's various different ways that you can do that. But tonight we're going to talk about relatable content in terms of how you connect with people. Ian says, is that you dancing twice today on video? I think, Ian, I've danced twice on video today. Don't you like my dancing? I don't actually dance like that. But yeah, I know that you're all not convinced now. So, the piece that I'm going to focus on today, and for those of you who are in the Visibility Vibes Tribe community, it's a community of really juicy people who want to make a difference in the world and don't want to do it in the way that everyone tells them they have to go step by step by step by step and do it. You guys want to do it in your own way. And the Visibility Vibes Tribe today went for a bit of a mammoth Facebook Live session where I talked about 3 different levels and 3 different layers to speak to. Now, one of these was like a stronger insight due to the week that I had. And this one is talking and speaking to the invisible. So when you're speaking to people, when you're selling your products and services and your value, when you're doing a Facebook Live, even if you're going out there on video, One of the things that I really want you to do is to acknowledge the client where they are, have the ability to connect with them and engage with them. Here's why. If you don't acknowledge where they are, they think you don't understand where they are, and whatever you say after that, they kind of go, oh, that's not me then, and they check themselves out. If you're not connecting with them, but you are acknowledging them, they know that you're the person for them, but then they kind of feel a bit like of a barrier on the screen. They're not sure how to approach you, and it feels a little bit awkward. So then they'll likely move on. And if you're not engaging with them, yes, they're there, they know that you understand how they feel, then they're likely not to give you anything back. And of course, in communication, I'm kind of doing this. There's this whole kind of, if you think of a figure of 8, there's stuff that you're putting out there, they're receiving, stuff that they're coming back to you. And this is super important because I know that you're the expert of the thing that you share. It's also super important because when it's something that can't be seen, I can't say, for example, have a look at this lovely green post-it note. Have a look at it, try it out for size, try the stickiness, see what you think. Is it the right size? Will your pen work on it? Give it a go, see what you think. And if you love it, then go for it. And if not, then don't. When you're selling something that's on scene, they need to know in their heart of hearts why they should even be interested, what it will do for them. Like some of them will want to know at a very deep level. They want to know how it will benefit them. And they'll also want to know how to use it and what to do with it. It's all well and good saying I've got a bag full of tools to help you, you know, turn your hair from pink to green. But then people need to understand how that will benefit them, how it will help them. Okay, so that's a very random thing. So, hey, Miss Bazon, she says, hi, Jenny. Oh, Michelle, the lovely Michelle's here. She says, hey, Jenny. Hello, Michelle. Normally I'd just say hello and like you on the screen like that, but all my comments are being shown down here tonight. So, oh, Michelle's so lovely. Oh, I'm so pleased. Every now and then I get excited to see certain people on here who I've met recently and I know. So thank you so much. So you're in good company tonight. So here's something to think about. Now, I want you for a moment, like, do this exercise with me. Hopefully I don't need to say if you're driving, stop, you know, don't do this exercise, because I hope you're not watching this and driving. Just close your eyes for a second. Just follow me. Don't worry if anyone's looking at you. You guys are looking at me with my eyes closed and kind of wiggling like this. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Think of that one person that you would really love to reach, and just think of that one person. What's going on for them? Do they need to reinvent themselves? Do they need to get out of debt? Do they need to heal the relationship with their mother? Do they need your web services? Do they need a system put in place? Are they suffering with a lot of pain or living with physical conditions that makes it hard for them to focus? What are they doing? Do they need confidence to be able to sell themselves? Now think about this. Imagine that right now, at this moment in time, you go into their room, maybe into their house, you can see where they are, they can't see you. What's going on for them? You know, are they tearing their hair out because they just need to, like, become unstuck? Are they wondering how on earth they've lived on the planet for this amount of time and they need to reinvent themselves, need to get back out there in the world, need to just have the confidence to sell their products and services, need to know how on earth they can stop for 5 minutes and sort out their web system so that it all works, need to know where to go next. Maybe they are at school and they're trying to decide their next step in their career, what to do next, and they haven't got a clue. And let's face it, people in their family don't give importance to that, don't care. Maybe they're sitting there in tears because they've just slammed the phone down from their mother, who somehow, as much as they love them, seems to drive them crazy. I think you get my drift. If anyone here is watching and wants me to use anything that I'm saying now as an example, just type in the box, like literally 3 lines of what you do so I can include you. Okay, so I'm just making sure I've got that there. So think about this. You can see this client, you can see where they are, you can see their, their pain, you can feel their pain. Now I want you just to imagine that you have super magical powers and you're able to morph into their body, and now you're looking out from their eyes, you're looking around the room. What's going on for them? And I want you to think of the last conversation they're likely to have had, where someone's likely to have said to them, "You're not in pain, you're making it up. You just need a cup of tea and a hit round the head and you'll be okay. Take some paracetamols, it will go." Maybe they're sitting there and in their head they're saying, "I'm worthless. How can I go out and start my life again? I've got kids. I'm now divorced. I don't know how to get back out there and just be me again." Perhaps they're sitting there looking at a pile of envelopes that landed on the mat some week before, and they daren't open them because they know that it's going to contain some sort of debt that they need to focus on, but they just don't want to see it. Imagine that they're sat there beating themselves up verbally because they wanted to sell a product or service to somebody. They thought they had it nailed. They thought it was going to work okay. And then they bottled it at the last minute. They lost their confidence. They messed it up. So now you're sat in that person's shoes. What else is going through their head? What's going through their head which is completely invisible? Something that they're likely not to ever say out loud to the world. But where are they now? What's being said? If, as we play along with this, you're getting an insight to something that potentially they're saying, type it in the box below. And just to explain, more people are joining us and saying hi. And we've got Namisha on. She says, "Hey Jenny, evening all. You lovely people." Namisha, just to let you know, I'm looking down like this because the comments aren't showing on the screen. So I'm like this. So hopefully you've caught the exercise that I've just gone through and got you to do. And remember that you can click on the little arrow at the top of this video, save it and come back to it and re-watch it if you need to revisit this and do it again. I'll let you into a bit of a mad secret. If I'm trying to really get something in my bones, I can watch it quite a few times. It hasn't been unheard of for me to watch a video back or listen to an audio from a mentor or a coach in excess of 20 or 30 times. Well, as I'm going for a walk, or I'm driving in the car, anytime in the office instead of the radio. I don't really watch TV, so it could be that I dedicate 30 minutes to listen. Okay, so let me have a look at what insights you had. And Amisha goes, "Oh, tech." It's not tech, it happens. Amisha, I think it's because I do too many Facebook Lives. This is the 11th one this week, so that's probably what it is. So, first off the block. That's a beautiful one, Ruth. They're saying to themselves they need to go and get a real job. So let me use Ruth as an example. So Ruth helps people to become more confident in their sales. They've sat there, they've just messed up the job, and they've just messed up the sale, and now they're sitting there. And the invisible thing that they're saying to themselves is, "I need to get a real job." So from this place, I want you all to take your own word that you've used, and because we're short on time, I don't think I can go through everyone's. And as you were first, Ruth, you get the gig. So that's what's going through their head. So now your only job, Ruth, as well as any messaging that you're putting out there to help people to improve their sales and anything else, is when you look to acknowledge them, acknowledge that you understand what's been going around their head. Acknowledge that they're saying this thing about the job. This is one of the only ways that you can let those people know how, that you understand where they're at. There's no point taking them on a journey from A to B without collecting them at A. And quite often, we're all such positive thinkers and we motivate people, we want the best for people. We race ahead with the results, we race ahead with what we can do for people, and we forget to meet them where they are. So the piece to speak to is that invisible piece, the piece that they're saying in their head, like the internal dialogue that they're beating themselves up with. Speak to that piece. So whether you're typing a Facebook post, whether you're giving a talk, whether you're networking, and you need the people in the room at the network to be able to understand enough about what you do to have a conversation with somebody else. Whatever that thing is, make sure that you're speaking to that invisible part of them, the bit that they don't often say out loud. You can do this through your own quotes, you can do this through your graphics, you can do this when you're connecting with people. It's just one thing that they say. And the most important thing to say, especially if you're going to be visible and relevant, is not just to put the message out there once and go, well, I've said it once, what more do they want? Do you know how many times literally a day I have to talk about the visibility vibe system and the fact that there are 5 key elements of it, and if you miss one bit of it out, it won't seem to work. You need to know how to be visible, you need to know how to make an impact, you need to know how to tell people about what you do in a way that they understand. You need to be able to sell your value, you need to be able to speak and tell people what you do, and all of that while spinning plates as very busy people. And then there's that moment that you sit in front of your computer and you want to put that post on Facebook, you want to type, and you just in your head literally go, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to write. And from doing this exercise quite extensively and going over and doing it again and revisiting it every few months, that's when I realised, literally in people's head, they were like, oh my gosh, what shall I share? What shall I share? And I'm really, really excited that tomorrow is the first sold out intimate What Shall I Share group. And tomorrow we're going to be getting our hands dirty, rolling our sleeves up and looking at the easiest way, because this is all about visibility made easy, to get out there in the world. So whether you do this with me, I've got another date that's coming up on the 24th of March in Birmingham, central Birmingham. So if you go into New Street Station, you can either get the train there, and the venue is like literally a couple of minutes from there, close to the bull ring, close to amenities, or you can even drive there and just park across the road all day. I'm going to be showing you what you share. Now, for those of you that want to go and do it by yourself, maybe you want to do it alone, that's fine too. It takes longer, trust me, I've been there, I've done that. It can sometimes be a bit more painful. So a current person who's part of the Visibility Vibes Tribe group explained that they were looking to create a talk title. And it's so interesting. People think you sit at your desk, you think for a few minutes, you create the talk title and that's it. And through a process that we went to, conversational process, we worked out that if you start with the end in mind and work backwards, you'll get to that process. And it's much like that for sharing your content. Once you know how to build your content from the roots upwards, it means that it's so much easier for you the next time you do it. You don't need me. You can do it by yourself. But to be able to get that really nice framework that fits what you do, the work you do, and your personality in it really fits. So after speaking to this lady who was tearing her hair out about the talk title and realising that she had to start with the end in mind and work backwards, she then put it out into the group. And this is something that I love most about working with people, whether it's one-to-one or in a group with Visibility Vibes, is that they can then get these light bulb moments. But even she said, it wasn't pretty and smooth. She felt quite stressed. What she actually did was she broke through a barrier. And the lovely Lisa Nichols talks about this a lot. When you're transforming people that you work with, whether that's me with you or you with the people you work with, there's sometimes like this pain barrier to go through. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Sometimes you want to tear your hair out. So one of the things I'm really passionate about is not doing it alone. If not now, when? If not with me, who? And if not by yourself, at least go in and do it with the Visibility Vibes Tribe group. I'll post a link of how you can join this free Facebook group that helps you to get your stuff out there in the world. So let me have a look at the comments. What did I miss? What did I miss? So France Lee says, I often forget to do that. Totally. There are ways to help yourself to remember, and the thing is, don't try and hold it all in your head. That's the main thing. Michelle says, fab. Oh, thank you, Michelle. And France Lee says, I find it easy to do privately, but when I have to share publicly, I end up being the doctor, which I don't want to be. We will sort that tomorrow, France Lee. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So, I haven't seen any questions there, and I want to honour your time on this lovely Friday night. But don't worry, I'll be back again next week, Monday through to Friday at 7 o'clock, although next Friday I'm going to pre-prepare a video and I'll put it schedule it to be shown at 7 o'clock because I am attending a funeral, so I won't be here live. But I will be giving you tips 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST and 11 a.m. PDT. So I'll be here from Monday to Thursday, and if not, you can also see me over in the Visibility Vibes Tribe group, which is the place to come and ask your questions, come and share with the other beautiful people that are in there. Thank you so much for joining me. France Lise is very excited and can't wait, and neither can I. Remember that if you like anything you've heard or want to share this experience with any of your groups or any of your peers, then just click the share button and mention me and I'll come and say hi. Until next week, or over in the Visibility Vibes, and tomorrow for those of you who are watching this live on the replay that are coming to Oh What Shall I Share, I can't wait. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. Go out there, be seen, be heard, and get visible, most importantly. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.